Welcome back again, students. It's Miss Padel again, and today I'm going to be talking about persuasion. The first question I want to ask you is, how do you persuade your family members? Do you ever persuade them to eat a certain dinner? Do you ever persuade them to do a certain activity for game night? Play cards rather than a board game? Do you ever persuade a sibling or friend to go to the playground rather than to jump on the trampoline? Think about that for a few seconds and then we will move on. Okay, so what is persuasion? Persuasion is when you are trying to convince someone to believe what you believe or to think the way you want them to think or do something. So you're trying to convince someone to believe, to buy, to do something the way you want them to. What is the purpose? The purpose would be then to persuade, to convince that person to end up believing what you want them to believe or do what you want them to do. So, for example, if I had a friend and I wanted to persuade them to go to the park instead of jump on the trampoline, I would have to persuade them or convince them that the park was better than jumping on a trampoline. At the park, there's more things to do. We can go down the slide, swing on swings. We could play tag. On a trampoline, all you can do is jump. So I just persuaded my friend that the park is better than the trampoline. My end goal is that they would choose the park over the trampoline. So now we're going to have a debate. Should fourth graders have a curfew? Now you're going to go on to your Google form and you're going to hit yes or no, whether you think fourth graders should have a curfew or not. And then we're going to total up the responses and we'll see which side wins. After that's done, you're going to move on to the Introduction to Persuasion homework assignment. It says right here, respond with your opinion to the question, do you believe fourth graders should have a curfew? Then you're going to type your opinion. I believe, and then you would say fourth graders should or should not. We're going to go with should for now, but if you think they shouldn't, then go with fourth graders shouldn't. I believe that fourth graders should have a curfew. And if you think it should not, it would just be should not instead. Okay, so I believe that fourth graders should have a curfew. I typed my opinion right here in that text box. Now I have to come up with 3 reasons why I think fourth graders should have a curfew. These reasons need to be persuasive. They need to convince whoever I'm trying to convince. So if I'm trying to convince my mom, I need to find 3 reasons why my mom needs to believe that me, if I was a fourth grader, should have a curfew, right? Instead of typing out the reasons, though, we're going to find 3 different people that can quote and give us reasons why fourth graders should have a curfew. So I'm going to find a friend that I could message maybe on Google Hangouts. I'm going to ask a mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or aunt or uncle or babysitter why they think I should have a curfew. But all these reasons should support my opinion on why I believe fourth graders should have a curfew. So if I come up with a reason why they shouldn't, that's not going to help persuade the person why I think they should have a curfew. So again, all these reasons should support why fourth graders should have a curfew. And then the 3 reasons should use a spoken word that's quoted from a friend or family member. So for example, I'm going to go up to my friend and ask them, why do you believe fourth graders should have a curfew? They might say, because we are old enough, right? So I'm going to do, if my friend's name is Emma, I'm going to say, Emma said, comma, space, quotation mark, right? I'm going to zoom in here so you can see better. Emma said, comma, space, quotation mark, because we are old enough. Remember, beginning of quote needs to be capitalized, end with a period and quotation mark. So my first reason why would be because we are old enough. Fourth graders are old enough to have a curfew. That would be my first reason why. And we have been learning about how to quote things. So you really should be able to quote a friend, a family member, etc. Then I need to come up with another reason why I believe fourth graders should have a curfew. You could even do yourself. I said, quote, I said, I think that fourth graders should have a curfew because we are responsible. I said, because we are responsible. Period, quotation mark. So then I would just need to come up with one more reason why right here and type it. So it could be mom, dad, parent, guardian, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, cousin. Not a pet octopus because pet octopuses don't talk. Ask Miss Silva. Once you're done with that, you're going to turn this sheet in, and that's going to help me see that you understand how to quote and support reasons why you believe fourth graders should have a curfew.